Good evening, everyone. Hi, I'm Bruce Hughes, Vice Chair of the Planning Board, and I'll be running this meeting tonight. Calling the meeting to order, being 6:05. And we have a situation where the maximum number of people that can attend this meeting is 25. So we're going to continue this hearing. We'll set a date, and we have to have this meeting within 45 days
Of the termination of the state of
of the
emergency.
termination of the state of emergency. So we need to work out a date of the next meeting here. And I'm going to call on Amy, our town council.
Yes.
Would you make a suggestion?
If the board is comfortable using a virtual platform, you could continue this to, a date within the month. But if not, I would suggest that you, at this point, continue it to an open-ended date within 45 days after the termination of the state of emergency.
So what's the pleasure of the board?
Open-ended date.
An open-ended date, this could be a long time.
Yeah,
What are the board's feelings about having a virtual meeting?
I'm perfectly comfortable having a virtual meeting. A lot of other states are doing this exact same thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with it at this point.
Bob, what do you, I know, I'm crazy.
I'm not real thrilled
What
about
about
it.
you, Jeff?
I can do the virtual.
All right, would someone like to make a motion to do a virtual meeting?
So you do need to set a time and a date.
A set time and a date.
You're gonna have to do that sometime in November. We already have 2 meetings in October, 3 meetings
So it'd be like.
in October, so you gotta, and I don't know who's gonna do the meeting.
Okay,
I don't know who's gonna manage the meeting.
Gotta work out the logistics.
So if we
Yeah,
can't.
I gotta work out the
yeah,
logistics.
Yeah, if we
because I
can't,
can't manage the meeting with the plans and everything else and take the minutes. You know what I mean? I can't do all of that.
no, I
We
understand.
can figure
So we
that out.
need somebody else to manage.
Can we
The
leave it
mechanics of it.
open-ended till we can figure out a platform for that?
so the only way you can leave it open-ended is if you wait until the termination of the state of emergency, because in that way, in that instance, the applicant would have to re-notify everybody. So if you continue to November, and if you do not, if for some reason the virtual doesn't work, then at least the applicant doesn't have to re-notify everybody.
All right, I'd say, someone could make a motion to continue this to, say, what's tonight, the second Wednesday in November?
It's Veterans Day.
Okay, all right,
Can we move it back to a Monday night?
okay, the second Monday in November?
Do we have a regularly scheduled meeting?
Veterans Day is the 11th.
All right,
Yeah, that's the second Wednesday.
How about the 16th? Because we're gonna meet on the 2nd,
okay,
and
November
then we can
6th.
have a week off, and then we can meet on the 16th.
November, what day is that with?
It's a Monday.
Okay, November 16th. If someone would make a motion to continue this
I'll make
meeting
that
until
motion.
And the
November
time.
6th. At 6 PM.
6 o'clock, yep.
Bob has made the motion,
I'll second it.
Jeff has seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're gonna continue this hearing till Monday, November 16th at 6 PM.
And then you would have to just let everyone, or I mean, I could just do it. You would have to check the website. The agenda will have all of the information for the virtual meeting.
It's gonna be a virtual meeting, folks, and we'll set it up. The town has the capability of doing this. I think it's in all our interest to do it.
I honestly think that's gonna be tough, especially with the public part of it still open.
No, I understand.
Public hearing can be in Zoom, it's gonna be a giant cluster.
Yeah, it is.
I know, but
That's what
a
I
lot
think.
of towns are doing public meetings by Zoom.
We're our own town, handling our own issues in our own ways.
Well,
We don't have to be followers.
If I could, Mr. Chair, I've probably done 20 Zoom hearings in various towns, both representing towns and representing applicants since March. They work quite well. The applicants and their engineers are all now accustomed to it. And quite frankly, and I'm not saying this to be difficult, but if this board doesn't schedule a Zoom hearing and move forward. We'll go to court seeking an order that the board hold a hearing.
I
Work
think,
in your favor, that's why.
Actually, they don't. They don't. I've done 20 of them, and do you know how difficult it is to try and explain plans and go through all the details? This is the 6th extension of this. There are 6 letters from the review engineers, all of which say that all issues have been resolved. It's time to close this hearing and have this board vote.
Should we go over how many times your client wasn't fully ready? Should we discuss that as part of the extension?
We can go back to that, that's prior to February or March, but we've been ready since then.
all right.
And excuse me, Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry, but we're in the middle of a pandemic. So February, March 11th, March 10th is when the state of emergency hit at 4 p.m. So from March 11th until now, we are in a state of emergency. We are in a pandemic. What do you expect cities and towns to do, honestly?
Honestly.
Go to court, Dan,
Yeah,
go ahead. I
you
look forward to
represent
it.
Communities that have been doing Zoom meetings since March.
And quite frankly, they're not all easy.
No, they're not easy, but
You just stood up and said
it's a
they were
way
all,
to
you
do
did
it.
20
It's
and
a
they're all
way
easy.
to advance
I've
the
probably
town's
done
business.
500, they're not all easy.
Just out of curiosity, can we take this out to the parking lot?
No.
We can't just go right out there?
There
set
has
up
to
the
be,
tables?
there has to be adequate distancing that the Board of Health has to approve, 6-foot distancing, the Board of Health has to approve it, there has to be a sound system, there has to be, we can't.
Okay. All right.
You could take me to court, I don't think so.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Just a question. Is there a chance that the meeting that's now on November 16th, between now and then, the state of emergency has been lifted and we'll be able to have a public meeting? Or is that totally out of the question now?
No, if the state of emergency is lifted, you can have one.
Yes, sir. Just, folks, hi, the gentleman asked a question. If between now and November 16th, if the state of emergency has been lifted, we could have a public hearing. And town council's answered, yes, we could do that.
Would the abutters need to be notified at the change of date by the applicant?
The change of location,
Change of
yeah,
location,
probably, it would help, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So,
Excuse me. Will the Zoom meeting allow public participation?
yes,
It has to.
yeah. I've been having, I work for a regional planning agency, I've been doing public hearings and stuff like that since March. And yeah, it's amazing, you know, but it does allow it, you know, it's,
Well, there's been so many hearings in town.
oh, good God.
Public
Did we ever hear of Zoom meetings before this happened? Seriously, you know? I've been working from my home office, bedroom upstairs since I work for a public agency, so, yeah, it can be done.
That was my rule of thumb.
So, you know, I'd love to have this tonight, but, you know, obviously, we know the constraints. And I'd love to, but the max that's allowed in these rooms is 25, and we know there's 50, 100 people who love to come to this thing. I just want to move, I'm trying to look, as chair of this meeting, I'm just trying to look after the best interests of the public and get this thing going. So I think the best alternative we have to this is Zoom. But if the state of emergency is lifted, yeah, we can do this as a public meeting. But this is the situation that we're in right now. We understand the process. I've been on the planning board for 23 years, I get the process. So let's just go ahead with this.
Are you adjourned?
Motion made.
Motion made.
And we are going to notify all of the people outside
Yes.
of the, yes.
Yes.
So go- you can now close the meeting.
So close the meeting. Motion made to adjourn. Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thanks, everybody.